Many studies show there may only be 30% of people that feel any kind of purpose in what they're doing in their work. And it's like Jesus said, okay, I came to give you an abundant life, but that doesn't count for work.
I just didn't think he cared about what I did in the workplace. There's a tendency for us to separate our life, and our faith is okay here, but not okay here.
We spend a third of our lifetime in the workplace, and you imagine a third of your lifetime without Christ.
Work many times was my space to get away, and I'm a workaholic.
I work with students, and I'm noticing that students aren't the same as they were when I was a student.
I think we're so disconnected now. We're not going into the office. We're not going and mingling with people all the time. People are lonely.
I didn't know how to relate to people with my Christianity. I wanted them to become more like me instead of me connecting with where they are as a human being.
I was coming off of a lot of tragedy in my life, just to be honest. I want to say my soul was really just tired. I just had too much quietness, and I felt too far from God.
You know, what I watch from my perspective is I watch people get really siloed, and they lose perspective of a greater vision, of a greater purpose, and something that makes their work more meaningful.
Believe me, when these kids come in here, they're hurting. They're not motivated. They've been told that they ain't, that they're no good. You're gonna end up just like your pops. You ain't never gonna be nothing. And they come in here defeated before they get here. They come here looking for hope.
He was drawing me in, and I needed to get closer to him again, put my feet on the ground and walk. And in the workplace is where I have the time to do it, and I wanted to do it.
Most people, they don't see a pathway of being his representative, being his ambassador, being a Christian in their workplace. And so the opportunity to see that there is another way, that can be very eye-opening for people. BLE stands for Biblical Leadership for Excellence. It is not just a gathering of people to stamp a Christian logo on a company. You know, you hear the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. We help bring heaven into people's workplaces.
There's an awakening, and the awakening is that there's not a separation in our spiritual life and our professional life. We carve it up that way.
We find a lot of people want to do something, but they're not sure what to do.
When I first got engaged with BLE, it was when I wasn't leading anyone. I was just coming into the workplace trying to figure out, how do I bring my faith into my job?
Well, before I got my head out of the clouds, I was already working here, and I must have been pretty negative at that time, but then all of a sudden, BLE showed up.
So we can come alongside a business owner or a church pastor, and we can help them take easy steps, reasonable steps, to equip people to be leaders in their workplace where they can effectively have a ministry.
BLE provides resources to be able to come into the workplace and help people go through Bible studies.
We like to do our groups inside people's workplaces.
Because the topic is around how we work with people, what's most interesting is to have the perspectives from others. And it opens your eyes in a way that you never thought about something before.
A lot of our informal Bible studies have been able to bring men in who normally would not. And it's usually through some difficult issues that they're going through and some dark places that they may be in.
It's important for us to have a sensitivity to where people are in their specific situation, but we find that people are in very diverse work situations today.
As I've grown in my career and then became a leader of an organization, I'm responsible for culture. And so I'm able to influence more people with my faith than ever before.
One of the things that BLE really helps people to do is to come to terms that they are a called, commissioned ambassador for Jesus Christ in their work. They are his representative. It's not their pastor's job. It's that God has specifically, uniquely placed them where they are so that they can represent him in what they do in their work.
You can be in a for-profit company and use that in a way that's impactful for God.
It's turned into prayer groups for us. Students, faculty, staff, all have participated in the BLEs, all have participated in prayer groups. It also turned into a worship service that we do, one at each campus each month. We've had people come to Christ right in those worship services. It all started with BLE.
BLE standards and our standards are the same because the one thing that's true is based on the Bible. The Bible's the way it was day one, and this gonna be like this day when it's all over.
When you think about him through the day or pick up and have a conversation with anybody, you realize those are God moments.
God has a purpose for you, and He has purpose for you right where you're at.
People are going through adversities, and those adversities God uses to call them closer to them, and then He trains the people who work here to go help facilitate that and mentor that and lead those people to Christ.
It really is our duty to reach out to the lonely and be there.
He wants us to show His love in how we treat each other. And so if we can be an example of Him in the way we live and the way we go about our work, then it'll reflect Him.
When you get the vertical alignment and you know how to act, then your job is not that bad. Then you find out what your real job really is. My job isn't to make airplanes. That's my earthly job, to make money so I can eat. But my spiritual job is to find, I'm a fisher.
In whatever work you're doing and whoever you're with, that kingdom needs to be here, and you need to be participating in that.